Hello, please confirm if you can hear me. Hello? Perfect. So far, I can see we have 9 attendees, and the moderator can confirm when we shall start. Thank you. Hello? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, kindly type yes in chat box. Hello? Can you confirm if you can hear me? Hello?
All right.
Okay, I can hear you. Can you confirm if you can hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, thank you very much, Melissa. I appreciate that. The moderator, over to you. The one of the attendees confirmed that they can hear me loud and clear.
Hello. I think now that. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. I can hear you. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Louis Lazy, and it's a pleasure to welcome you all to the webinar on cybersecurity in the age of powerful new technologies. So with AI, IoT, blockchain, changing the way we work, as you know, safeguarding systems from involving cyber threat is more crucial than ever. So today's sessions, we will explore the security challenges these technologies brings, how we can protect our organization effectively. So it's an honor to introduce our speaker, Jean-Pierre, a cybersecurity professional and data protection manager at Equity Bank Rwanda PLC. Jean-Pierre holds a master's in computer system and cybersecurity from the National Aerospace University in Ukraine. And he's certified in multiple areas, including CISSP, CIPP, and ISO 27001 lead implementer. With vast expertise in regulatory compliance and data protection, Jean-Pierre is here to share the key insights on cybersecurity in this fast-moving digital age. Jean-Pierre, we are excited to hear your thoughts on this critical topic. The floor is yours. Jean-Pierre, over to you.
Thank you very much, Louis. Before I go ahead, kindly confirm if you can hear me. All right. Thank you very much. You said it all. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, wherever you are on this planet. My name is Jean-Pierre 𝐔𝐬𝐽𝐿. I'm a cybersecurity professional. And it's my great pleasure to be with you today to share the knowledge, skills with you guys. Today's topic is understanding cybersecurity in the age of powerful new technologies. So without delaying, first of all, let me tell you who I am, though Louis has mentioned, but in summary, I'm a cybersecurity professional and currently serving at Equity Bank Rwanda as data privacy manager. I have several industry professional certifications, including the CSSP and the Certified Information Privacy Manager. a member of several organizations, the IC2, which provides the CSSP, also the AIPP, International Association of Private Professionals, and the others. I also contribute, I give back to different industry organizations. For example, I serve as a subject matter expert at IC2, where we develop the exam item. They have new certification called CC, Certified in Cybersecurity. So I'm among industry professionals who were selected to develop the exam content for that cybersecurity certification. I also have several publications. One is analysis of security and privacy challenges in IoT, which was published in IEEE. All right, without delaying, let's start our topic. As the moderator said, today's topic is understanding the cybersecurity in the age of powerful new technologies. But before we start talking about cybersecurity, let's first understand those new powerful technologies. As you can see on the screen, we have on the left side the picture, which was generated, of course, by AI. This is an illustration of powerful technologies. We are having Internet of Things, smart cars, smart home, 5G, artificial intelligence, extended reality, wearable technologies. These are technologies which make our life easier. They play a very crucial role in our life, whether you go to the hospital, whether you use AI, whether you have wearable technologies like smartwatches. All those technologies make our life better. But yeah, to explain further, you can see one of the benefits of powerful new technologies. For example, if you look at the IoT, devices like Apple Watch enables continuous health monitoring by tracking heart rate, sleep patterns, and activity levels. Yeah, you can imagine if someone is having, a pre-medical condition like a heart, the device can track the health status and send data to a medical doctor, and the medical doctor will be able to treat the the patient. So that means IoT, one of the application in healthcare is to save life. We do have smart cars. For example, you know Tesla, the famous car maker in the United States of America. They have self-driving cars, or what they call autonomous cars. You can enter inside the car, so the car can take you from point A to point B. And the research has shown that those cars have lower rates of accidents compared to human beings. So that means if human beings are driving cars, they have accidents. So these cars, this Tesla autopilot is one of examples. For them, they don't have the accident rate like we human beings have. So that's something good. It's also about saving life. We have Amazon Echo. These devices use, AI to control smart home devices. You can play music. You can switch on your accessories whenever you want remotely. We have interesting technology, 5G. It's about connectivity, which provides internet connectivity like 100 times 4G. We can have application of these technologies in remote surgeries. Imagine if we have a patient here in Rwanda. This patient can be operated by a qualified surgeon from US, and it's remotely. This can be done by using robotic system, but assisted by 5G. We have AI, for example, IBM Watson. This is an AI system that analyzes vast amounts of medical data to assist in diagnosing disease and recommending treatments. This is very important because the research also has demonstrated that human beings make a lot of mistakes when it comes to medical diagnosis. So, for example, you can go to a hospital, you are suffering from headache, you've been, having headache, and then the medicals, they will take the exam, the samples, diagnosis, but at the end of the day, they will tell you, you know what, we are not finding any problem. Take this small medicines or go take rest. But for AI, the precision and accuracy is very high. For that is an area where the AI outsmart us as human beings. So that's something really powerful and really useful in our life. We have wearable technologies like smartwatch or any technology that you can wear. So, for example, we have continuous glucose monitors. People living with diabetes. So, this device can monitor the level of sugar in the blood. It can alert you like, oh, things are not going well or things are going well. It can alert you when to see a doctor or what to take. So you can understand these technologies are really powerful and are really useful when it comes to our daily life. But there's something I want to warn you. So this graph demonstrates the technologies that we have and cybersecurity, the relationship between. If you can see from smart home, you see this red line. This how cybersecurity risk goes against powerful technologies. In other words, the more we have powerful technologies, the more our life becomes easier and better, but the higher cybersecurity risk, and also the higher the need of cybersecurity. I will explain in the next slide, but this slide is very important for us to understand that even though we are enjoying technologies, even though those technologies are helping us in every sector, healthcare or education, infrastructure, everywhere, but we have other bad guys who want to take advantage, who want to use those powerful technologies for malicious purpose. Those are the bad guys or black hat hackers who want to take advantages, and the complexity of those technologies give them advantage. Now, why cybersecurity? Why should we talk about it if we are enjoying our modern and new technologies? For example, we do have data breaches. Those guys will take advantages of massive data being collected by those technologies like IoT and AI, and they will try to steal data breaches. Then we do have also regulatory fines. For example, if you are using technology, powerful technologies that collects personal information, there are applicable regulatory requirements which you must comply to. We do have also another list called supply chain attacks. So those technologies involve different vendors, different manufacturers. So it poses significant risk because it's hard to control those chains. If we have a bad guy compromising one chain, it's easier to compromise another chain because they are connected together. We do have also AI bias or manipulation of AI. So for AI to generate outputs, it needs a correct input. So if a bad guy is able to manipulate the input, giving the AI a wrong data, that means the AI also will produce a wrong output. Those are some of the risks which come with those new technologies. Well, I thought of putting this table for you to understand those new technologies, the risk that comes with them, then the impact, and then the mitigation. Number one, as I was saying, we have data privacy and security breaches. I was saying that AI and IoT collect vast amount of personal and sensitive data. By collecting those amounts of sensitive data and personal data, there might be a breach of applicable laws and regulations. For example, we do have a very powerful cybersecurity regulation or data privacy regulation called GDPR, or General Data Privacy Regulation. This is a regulation for EU or European Union. I mean, it's there to tell all companies which collect and use personal data of EU citizens that they must comply with the principles that are found in that law or regulation. It means for you to process those big amount of personal information, you need to comply to some regulations, some principles that guide the processing of personal information. For example, you need to demonstrate that you are lawfully collecting and using personal information. You are giving the consent to the data subject or to the users. The mitigation to this issue basically is to adopt privacy by design or adopting privacy enhancing technologies. Privacy by design means if you are an organization, you want to develop AI system or Internet of Things, you must make sure that privacy is an integral part of your system from the design phase. You make sure that your system is end-to-end secure. You make sure that privacy is enabled by default. Privacy enhancing technologies, these are the tools that are there to preserve the privacy of individuals. For example, having advanced encryption, having data loss prevention tools. Those are privacy enhancing technologies organization may think of when it comes to mitigating data privacy and security breaches. Another vulnerabilities or common risk is network vulnerabilities and attacks that affect 5G and Internet of Things. Basically, the IoT and 5G, they will rely on very robust system hardwares. And those hardwares, those systems may be vulnerable to DDoS attacks. So basically, if a bad guy compromise an IoT system, so the IoT won't be able to serve its purpose. It won't be available. In other words, the impact is a service disruption. Imagine you have that device that monitor your health status, and then you rely on it, but next day in the morning, that device is not working properly. So that's very high impact. So to mitigate that, you secure the network architecture, the network on which the IoT rely on, and 5G. It means you can do things like system hardening, and network segregation, and so on. Also, because those IoT devices are sold by big vendors, it's very important to think of vendor risk management to assess the risk of the vendor who sells those products, and also to ensure that if you are the one manufacturing IoT system or 5G, to ensure that also you have security and privacy by design at the earliest stage. When you start designing the IoT, think of security and privacy. Have security professional be part of the entire project. Another risk is algorithm manipulation and AI bias. That's, as I said, AI, for you to have accurate output, it needs accurate input. So if we have bad guys who are going to conduct what we call adversarial attacks to manipulate the data which are going to be used by AI, that means there is a high risk about the output. You cannot rely on that output. And if you don't know, you will be using that AI, but it's giving you data which are not accurate. Here I can give an example. Let's say you are developing a system that will be using AI to, let's say, to select the appropriate candidate for a job position. So for you, input, you can say, okay, I want someone who has, let's say, for example, PhD, someone who has professional certifications, someone who is still young, for example, between 20 and 35 years old. Those are the data you rely on to select the right candidate. But with adversarial attack, the bad guy can manipulate those data. For example, they could say, okay, for us to have the right candidate, we need someone, let's say, an old person, someone who is 90 years old or 8 years old. So AI will give the output based on that data. The mitigation is to make sure that the AI system is regularly tested against such attacks. The last but not the least is supply chain attacks, as I said in the previous slide. These manufacturers, the manufacturers of these new technologies, they are not alone. They use, for example, if we take an IoT system, you can see that it involves different vendors. Someone who will manufacture the chips, someone who will, provide the connectivities, and so on. There are different vendors. It's a chain. So if you have an AI system or wearable devices or Internet of Things or 5G, that includes many vendors or manufacturers. It's easier for a bad guy to hack one system, then from one system, he will gain elevated access to other systems. From one system, he can pivot or he can go to another system easily because it's a chain of different vendors. This is very challenging. So the mitigation to that is nothing else than vendor risk management. Again, before you purchase or you manufacture IoT, you have to assess the vendor, the organization which is going to provide that, against your policies you have in place, or how you want your things to be, because you are the one who will use this system. Any risk which will happen to personal data collected by using that system, you will be the one accountable and responsible. Vendor risk management is very important, and also always think of security and privacy by design, always. Now, staying ahead of cybersecurity trends, we had these powerful new technologies which are great, which change our life for better cause, of course, and we do have cybersecurity as well. We want to make sure that those technologies are safe and secure. So now how to stay ahead of cybersecurity trends. Number one, of course, is continuous education training, like what you are doing right now. Keep learning, attend webinars, attend international conferences, get industry professional certifications. Two, adopt a zero trust approach. Zero trust is a new philosophy in cybersecurity industry that we don't trust anything in cybersecurity. Traditionally, how cybersecurity was, for example, if you have an organization, your focus would be on external threats. You'll be conducting assessments against your organization, but considering the external threats. Saying, for example, this guy may penetrate on this side, but now things changes. We want to trust nobody, even our system, our staff within the same organization. Zero trust approach or zero trust architecture is an approach where each device, resources, people must be verified or authenticated before being granted access to the internal resources. It's a good approach to mitigate any cybersecurity risk because we do also have the system internally or staff. They can also cause issues or risk, and also external events may cause cybersecurity risk. So the best approach, the intersection, is to adopt zero trust. Number three, embrace automation and AI. Hackers are using AI to launch new attacks. So it's better that organizations also adopt AI to mitigate such risk. Because if they are using AI to attack organizations, we have also to use AI to mitigate or to counterattack such AI-based attacks. Number four, not the last, but this is very important, monitor regulatory changes. When you work within an organization, there are laws, regulations which you must comply with. Whether you are working in an African country, Europe, Asia, America, there are different laws and regulations applicable. And if you don't comply, there will be regulatory fines. So with these new technologies, we are having a lot of regulations coming in. For example, I talked about GDPR. In Rwanda, we have a DPP law. Recently in the EU, they have adopted a new law called, it's an act, Artificial Intelligence Act. That means this act will govern the AI-based businesses and so on. So the more we have those new technologies, the greater the need of regulations. And organizations must comply with those regulations. Otherwise, there will be a very enormous fines. And if organization is fined, it means it does not doing well. It means at a certain point, this organization can no longer exist. All right, thank you very much. That was our presentation, and happy to answer any questions. Let's see if there are some questions raised in the Q&A. Thank you very much. Hello? Hello? I can see the question here, how do we make sure that AI tools don't fall in the wrong hands? Please confirm if you can hear me. Yes, go ahead. I can see a question. Joan, go ahead, please. Someone want to ask a question? All right, let me answer this first question. How do we make sure that the AI tools don't fall in the wrong hands? Very difficult question. Great question, but very, very hard to comply with this. How do we make sure that the AI tools don't fall in the wrong hands? Well, it's hard to control AI, but the developers of AI are required to comply with code of ethics. There are ethics that govern AI. AI, for example, should not segregate people. It's an example. That requirement is embedded when AI is being developed. But saying how to make sure that these tools won't fall in the wrong hands, it's difficult because AI rely on internet and nobody controls internet. For example, everybody who can access internet can have access to the AI tools. So it's not about controlling them, but it's about developing them, developing AI system which has good ethics. Whoever it falls into the hands, that means he won't be able to use it for the long course if the AI is well developed. But yeah, great question. To summarize the answer, when AI is being developed, there are some governance around it, and also uh, the developers or companies developing AI have to comply with applicable regulations like AI Acts of European Union. Yeah, and it's hard to control it because it uses internet, and the nature of internet, nobody controls internet. Everybody can use internet. So if someone decides to use internet for the bad, it's hard to control them. But there are regulations and laws against that. Thank you very much for the great question, Daniel. I can see the hand of Ale. Ale, over to you, please.
Good afternoon, Jean-Pierre.
I can hear you, Ale. Good afternoon.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the presentation. It was quite insightful,
Thank
and
you.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So I had the question. I wanted to ask. You said regarding GDPR in Europe, they implemented an AI Act. And
Yes.
I was wondering if in Rwanda we know we have a data protection and privacy law. I was asking if is it in the law, is there somewhere stated how to govern AI? That's the first question. And the sub-question was if AI is not within that specific law, can't it be implemented way beforehand just to protect ourselves and in this environment?
Great question, Ale. The first question you asked if we have AI clauses within data protection law in Rwanda. Those clauses are not there. It's only on personal data and sensitive data. Number two, yes, it's a great idea to start drafting, and I'm pretty sure that very soon or in near future, I'm not speaking on behalf of the government, but also we have AI regulation or AI law, because what if you see what Europe is doing and other countries, it means also we have to go in the same direction, not to stay behind. For example, the GDPR, the law that governs data protection and privacy, it was there 2018 May. That's when it was enforced. And in Rwanda, we last 2 years, or no, last 3 years, 2021, we adopted data protection and privacy law, pretty much similar to what to the GDPR. So I'm pretty sure we have the same as well. We will have, because we do use with development of our country, with data, the use of data, a lot of data, the adoption of AI system. There is a need to govern those systems, and you can't govern them if you don't have applicable laws and regulations. Thank you, Ale. Great question.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you.
All right, over to you, Solange. Hello? Somebody called Solange. I can see your hand. Please go ahead, speak. Hello? Solange, if you are speaking, I can't hear you. If you are speaking, I can't hear you. Does anybody has a question, please? I can see, let's go to Yvette. Yvette, go ahead, please. We can't hear Solange. Solange, if you are speaking, we can't hear you.
Hello?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You say the cybersecurity, it
Yes.
can cybersecurity teams can apply AI for predictive analytics, like helping organizations to identify risks before they occur. So I wanted to ask, is there some tips, yes, of how cybersecurity and AI, there's a difference between AI and cybersecurity. So what is
Hello, you're breaking.
Hello?
Hello, yes, come again. You were saying, what is the difference between AI and cybersecurity in terms of what?
Yeah, in terms of identifying risks, we know that in cybersecurity there's a way of identifying risks. So, or if you combine AI and cybersecurity, how does that work?
Yeah, great question, Solange. Let me explain, first of all, in details or in brief, what cybersecurity is. The law of cybersecurity, let me use information security to make much sense. The law of information security, or whether you call it cybersecurity, is to preserve confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the system or information. For example, if you are developing AI system, when it comes to cybersecurity or infosec, you have to ask yourself 3 questions. Number one, will this system be available to authorized people? Will this system serve the purpose? That availability. Number two, can anybody who is not authorized to access this system access it? Is this system secure enough so that no unauthorized person will intercept or will access this AI system. That's cybersecurity. Number 3, the integrity. You want to make sure that nobody, only authorized personnel or people, can change the data used by AI. By asking yourself those 3 questions, what you are doing, you are preserving the CIA triad, or you're preserving confidentiality, availability, and integrity of AI system. By doing so, it means you are meeting cybersecurity or InfoSec. That means you are secure 100%. That means, in other words, AI is there to help you achieve any objective you set. But is this objective secure? That's the combination of AI and cybersecurity. I hope I answered your question, Solange.
Yes.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Over to you, Yvette.
Thank you so much. First of all,
Pleasure.
thank you so much for the great information and skills. So my question is that you've been mentioning CIA triad as the main concern in cybersecurity. So we talked about artificial intelligence or AI-based threats, and it's all about programming. So I wanted to ask, many people who follow cybersecurity, actually, to be honest, they don't want to be software engineers or write match codes. And I think if we want to prevent security, maybe to prevent the threats caused by AI, we need to have the programming skills. So what can you talk about that? The one who want to be a cybersecurity enthusiast without programming knowledge and expecting to prevent AI-based threats. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Yvette. Very great question. I like this question. I'm glad you asked. Okay, great. So we have a person. Let's call this person is called Bob. Bob is very interested in cybersecurity. He loves cybersecurity, but he hates programming, right? He doesn't want to do programming, but he likes cybersecurity. He wants to becoming cybersecurity professional, but he doesn't like programming yet. Does AI, whatever comes in technology, it's all produced through coding, right? Trust me, anything you see in technology, behind the scene, there are codes, okay? Even networking we see, the computer networking, it's produced by computer codes, those binaries, whatever. Great question. So my answer is this to you, Yvette, and to everybody who's listening to me. Cybersecurity is massive, it's big. For example, if your interest is to protect AI, my advice to you, of course, to learn the basic of coding, because you cannot protect well what you don't understand. For example, if you can write codes very well, it means you can protect them as well. But that's not only cybersecurity. Part of cybersecurity, we have what we call a GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. Those are people who make policies on how things must be done. They will not need coding or any technical skills, but they will need analytical skills. They will need understanding, high-level understanding. They will think like lawyers, policymakers, but of course they have to understand technology in the way that they can make better decisions, they can develop better policies and frameworks, but they are not required to have hands-on programming. Another example, we have network engineers or network security engineers. Those are people who will be dealing with network devices, configurations, dealing with firewalls, routers, switches, but in secure way. Those guys don't need programming. They just need the level of understanding of the basics of computer networks. And we have people who deal with business continuity or disaster recovery, people who make sure that if organization has an incident, we can continue working. Those will not need cybersecurity skills. They will need business continuity skills. So we have security assessment, security assessors, penetration testers. Those people, we need to understand how computer works. They will need not much the coding and understanding the basics of AI, going deeper to writing coding. We just have the curiosity of hacking, testing, and from there they can do that, but they are not required to have programming skills or to write codes. So we have now software security engineers. Now, those guys, they are the guys who have written codes, but they have decided to go into cybersecurity. They will be called software security engineers. They will look at all those codes, they will advise, they will test them because they understand it very well. So, in summary, cybersecurity is very big. It's up to you, first of all, to understand what you really like, and then you can go for it. You don't need to become, you good at coding. However, computer engineering, the way it was born through codings, putting together those codes. So if you are good at writing codes and you want to become cybersecurity, you will have an advantages over people who are cybersecurities and they did not write codes. But writing codes doesn't make you a better cybersecurity professional. It's all about what you love and then getting the right mentor to guide you to reach to your goal. Writing codes will be very helpful for those who want to be software security engineers and those who want to be securing AI, but in a way that is writing codes. But cybersecurity is really large. I hope I answered your question, Yvette. Hello? Are you still with us, Yvette? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. My mic was not working. I'm so sorry, but
No
you
worries.
answered it very well.
Thank you. Pleasure. Anytime you can reach out to us. We are happy to help.
Thank you so much.
All right, all right. Pleasure. Someone called Chris Sangan asked, so what are the AI impacts to society? My answer will be there will be a positive impact and a negative impact. Positive impact, as I said, we are seeing AI being used in safe driving cars, minimizing the number of accidents. We are seeing AI being used at the hospitals to save life. It's everywhere. It's good. But the negative impact is that it can be also hacked. It can, when it comes to cybersecurity, the AI can be manipulated to produce a wrong input that can be catastrophic. That is very bad, especially when AI is used to provide critical service, like at the hospital. Because if a doctor is relying on the data produced by AI, if the data is not accurate, doctor will treat you according to the data he's receiving. That means he will not give you the right medicine. Hence, there are risk of even losing life. So risks are high and opportunities are there as well. So we have to embrace the opportunities, making sure that we mitigate those risks. Thank you. I hope I've answered your question. Chris, is there any other question? Because we are moving to the end of our webinar. Hello? I think we can end our session if no more questions. But if you loved our webinar and you have more questions, you are welcome to send those questions to our email, or you can reach out to me anytime. Solange, do you still have a question? Yes, go ahead, please.
I wanted to ask, many students may worry about AI taking over traditional cybersecurity laws. So how do you see the role of human experts evolving in the age of AI and automation? And also another one, in constantly evolving fields like cybersecurity, what soft skills, in addition to technical expertise, do you think are crucial for students to develop?
Thank you very much. Great question, Solange. Number one, the AI, of course, will take jobs. It will create more jobs, but it will take also jobs. It's up to us to keep learning. For example, the job that cannot be taken by AI is that jobs related to, I would say, emotional intelligence or human analysis, if I may call it. For example, if let me give you an example. You can program AI to tell it, you know what? If people are not like, if we have computers, our staff accessing computers from let's say from this country, from Kenya, please don't allow them. You can program it to give it you can program your system to give such information, like, okay, we have people coming from connecting to our computers and they're coming from Kenya, as an example. And those peoples, they have age between let's say 10 and 12. Please don't allow them to connect to this network. So the AI will learn from the information you are giving. It will take action. But as human, if someone tells you so, at certain point, you come up with some analysis. Let's say, for example, there's someone trying to connect to your network, but he wants to support. Maybe you have an issue. So as a human, you analyze, oh, I've told to not allow anybody to connect to this computer, but this person who is coming is a good person, he's coming to support. So basically, what I'm trying to emphasize, AI will not replace the critical thinking of us. So it's up to us to develop that critical thinking and develop our emotional intelligence and develop like things like empathy, understanding. Those soft skills will play a lot, because somehow AI will act like a robot, of course, but things related to human being nature, understanding someone, reading emotions, all those will not easily be repressed. That's my answer to you, Solange.
Okay. About the soft skills in addition to technical expertise.
Yes, thank you. Number one is communication. You really need to learn communication. Communication means how do you communicate at your job or with your colleagues? Are you communicating clearly? Communication is a key. It's something you really want to develop. Because, for example, I know we all use ChatGPT. People, when ChatGPT was coming, people were like, "Oh, students will use this, and they will not, worry much about the thesis." But trust me, if you give me a thesis or a document written by I can easily say, this student used the AI to write this. There's something because this student was not able to communicate well with ChatGPT to give a better output. So for us to cope with AI, communication is a key. Communication, it means the way you communicate with your colleagues, the way you write, the way you do your research. Communication is really very important. And of course, developing the emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence goes together like things like, being kind, empathy, seeing your colleague is not doing well. You try to, to ask yourself what's happening. It will take AI many years to understand our emotions. Though some researchers said, for example, like robot Sophia, can feel the emotion. It's really hard. Like at your home, you can say, "Oh, my young brother, my sister," or there's something bad because you've developed emotional intelligence. You can see that someone is changing behavior or something, and then you can start saying, "Okay, something is really not going well." The same at our job, you can see that, okay, now I'm receiving this report from someone, but these reports are different. Something may not be good, something is wrong. Then you go ahead, you take action. Yeah, it's communication, then emotional intelligence. Those soft skills will be very, very important. Yeah, thank you, Solange. I hope
Thank you.
I answered your question.
Yes. Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Pleasure. Chris asked again, can you just tell me the role of AI in cybersecurity? The role of AI in cybersecurity, one of the law is in incident detection and responding to incident. We do have attacks, we do have cybersecurity incidents, but the tools that we are using now, they are coming with AI capability to be able to easily detect incident and respond to incidents. We do have those tools. Mostly they are called, there's XDR, Extended Detection and Response. We have extended detection, orchestration, and response. Those are the tools in cybersecurity which use AI to automate incident response. I hope I've answered your question, Chris. I can see we don't have any other question. Louis, the moderator, if you are still around, please, we can call it a day. And thank you all. Thank you very much for your participation. We've had a great number of participants. We are happy to always share the knowledge and skills. Any question, you can reach out to us via email. Thank you very much and have a great evening or a great morning or afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.